I can't see anything down here. Could I get some light on this, please? Ah, much better. Hello, this is Hard On Gaming, and I'm your host, Big Stiffy. Today we're going to do another mod spotlight. This time, it's on something that I'm not entirely sure if it fits into the aesthetic of my mod pack or not. This mod is called Hydraulicraft. Now, the mod itself is still pretty cool, and I feel like it doesn't really get enough attention because everything it does has been done a dozen times before. And in fact, this mod in many ways resembles the Pneumaticraft mod that is featured in the Direwolf Modpack. Hang on, I got just my seat here. Okay, so the Hydraulicraft mod adds basically what is hydraulic pressured machines, which does sound very familiar to the Pneumaticraft mod in Direwolf mod packs. Now, there's one thing that I do not entirely like about this mod. If I go into NEI here and type in Hydraulicraft, we can see that there's a few things it adds. It does add its own ore to World Gen, so it will generate copper and lead. The only problem is that if you want to disable the ore gen, you have to disable both. It does not give you an option for disabling either the copper or the lead. So that may cause some redundancy in ore gen with other mods. Another thing that I'm not entirely thrilled about is the fact that there are several tiers of items in this mod. Like, you can get low pressure, medium pressure, and high pressure variants of many of the things. Of course, you have to start off with the low pressure stuff. That's a given. However, in order to make the medium pressure and high pressure stuff, it's basically just surrounding the lower tier with new material to get the high pressure stuff. I don't really like that. I don't feel like there needs to be those different variants of pressure. So, I don't know. That to me seems a little bit ridiculous. But I digress. There's also integration with other mods. Because I have Buildcraft in this mod pack, this also adds low pressure kinetic pumps and a hydraulic engine. Now, the hydraulic engine will generate Minecraft joules, which is the Buildcraft energy, when it receives, or it'll generate it from the pressure created from these pumps. And the kinetic pump is basically the opposite. You can feed Minecraft joules into the kinetic pump and it will produce pressure. And of course there are three variants of it: the low, medium, and high pressure, which again I don't feel like it needs to be. But whatever. So a few machines that this adds are basically just for ore processing. You have your crusher, you have the friction incinerator, you have a mixer, and you have a washer vat. Now, I believe in order to get the highest amount of material from this, you first put your ore into the crusher, then put it through the mixer, and then the washer, and then finally you would put it in the friction incinerator, which is basically just a furnace. And everything has like a neat GUI to it. The only thing that is kind of off-putting about this is like the fact that everything has this weird texture. I really don't dig the texture. Everything looks like it's kind of grainy, and by looking at the front of any of these machines, it's a little bit difficult to know what any of them do. And in fact, I'm not entirely sure if this is actually due to my texture pack or if these are like vanilla textures. So I'm going to check my resource pack real quick. And I'm back. And apparently these are the default textures for the mod, not my mod pack, or resource pack rather. So yeah, the textures just really do not fit with vanilla Minecraft. They're way too high resolution in comparison to everything else. So anyway, one thing I did find out that was pretty nice about this mod was that it does support basically anything that is ore dicted as iron ore, which would be these iron chunks from a previous mod that I did a spotlight on. So if we look in the ore dictionary, the iron chunks are considered ore iron, so they're interchangeable with vanilla iron ore. So if I go ahead and put that stuff in there, we can see that we still have pressure increasing since I have 2 of these high pressure pumps. But now we're getting some iron chunk dust, or iron chunk. So if I put this into this mixer here, apparently I can't. Okay, I don't really know what the mixer's for then. I'll have to look that up real quick. But in any case, if we take this stuff and put it into the washer, it should do a thing. Is it going to do a thing? It's not going to do a thing. Okay, one moment. Okay, turns out I had to actually put water into this washer, and as we can see, it is turning these iron chunks into iron dust. Now, I started off with just half a stack of these iron chunks, and I've already gotten more than a stack, so that's pretty good. So it has more than doubled the half a stack of iron chunks that I got from the crusher. So now if we look at this iron dust here, if I can find a recipe for it. Nope, I guess it's not going to show up. Let's see. Nope, doesn't go in the mixer. Okay. So all we have left to do is put it into the friction incinerator. Or not. And here I thought I was all ready to do this mod spotlight. One moment. Okay, so I'm not entirely stupid. It was supposed to be able to work, but I changed some setting in my mod pack and now I can't smelt any kind of metal dust in a regular furnace. It has to be done in like a smeltery or something. Except for dark iron ore. So this stuff I can put it through the crusher, and by the way, all these machines will operate faster when there is higher pressure built up in the system. But like the Pneumaticraft mod, adding anything to the system or anything like that and using anything will decrease the pressure that is built up. So as we can see, I put half a stack of this dark iron ore through the crusher, and I did manage to get a little more than double. So I put this stuff through the washer, cleans it up real quick, let's see. I think this will actually produce a little bit more than double. So yeah, there we go. So just from the crusher alone, I got 64 plus 1 extra out of 32 dark iron. And putting it through the washer, I now have 64 plus 11. That's pretty good. And I can put it into the friction incinerator, and I will get my dark iron ingots. And apparently they only stack to 4, which I was not aware about. Oh no. Well, okay, that's weird. Anywho, so yeah, lots of neat stuff in this mod. As for being able to produce pressure for your system to operate, you have a few options. You can use these pumps, or you can use lava pumps. Now, getting started off in this mod, you pretty much have to start with putting water into a low pressure pump and feeding it blocks or any kind of fuel that it can burn, and it will turn the water into steam and build up pressure. Now, if you have something like a vat, you can fill this with water. This will accept water from just about anything. However, this is the only way that you can get water into the system. Like, you can use a few different things to be able to pressurize your system. You can use hydraulic oil, or you can use water. I think you can use seed oil too. Or maybe seeds are just used for making hydraulic oil. I can't really remember the recipes. So yeah, you start off with water, you work your way to getting hydraulic oil, which is what this mixer is for. You fill it with water, you put seeds in. I'll give myself some seeds. There we go. And it will combine the two to create hydraulic oil. So there you go. And that will put hydraulic oil back into the system, I believe. So the pressure vats are a way of getting hydraulic oil into the system, and it will be distributed to anything connected through these hydraulic pipes, or these either low, medium, or high pressure pipes. And the pressure that is built up from the pumps will also be distributed along these pipes. And believe me, you need quite a bit of pressure for everything. So it's typically good to have a few of these pumps. Now there's a few multi-block structures in this mod. You have the washer, which is comprised of special blocks. If I enable Wayla, we can see this is an interface valve, which is required, but you do not need to use it with the multi-block. You just need it to build the multi-block, basically. But using it is optional. This basically allows you to automatically put water into the washer, and you can use just about anything that can deliver water. Like, you can use transfer pipes from extra utilities, you can use Buildcraft pipes, I'm sure you can use thermal expansion conduits or whatever. And you have over here the hydraulic block valve, which is required to be able to connect to the network so that it can accept pressure. And you have the washer block itself, which basically does all the work and is the only thing you can click on to be able to access this multi-block structure. And the majority of it is built of just this wall material. However, there is an internal thing called a pressure core. So if I type in pressure, we can see that it doesn't show up. Oh, here it is. We have the low pressure, medium pressure, and high pressure cores. Now, I'm guessing I don't think anything bad will happen if you use the cores interchangeably. Like, you might still be able to use a low pressure or medium pressure core on a high pressure line like this. The only difference is that you'll be able to pump less pressure into it. But in any case, so there we go. I got my 64 plus 11 dark iron ingots. So the whole crusher and washer system is a little bit more effective at increasing your yield from different types of ores. So right here we have the hydraulic saw. Now this thing is basically for multi-parts. So if I type in any kind of block here, let's give myself a gold block. I can put that in there, and it will automatically create the micro blocks that I would need. So there we go. That's pretty handy, I think. I'm not really a fan of micro blocks so much because I get really tired of seeing all the micro block variants in NEI when I try to look for something. It's really pretty irritating. And the other multi-block structure we have is the harvester. Now the harvester works with a few different things. As we can see, it works with the ender lily seeds from extra utilities, which is pretty cool. Now it doesn't seem to be planting them, which is strange. I thought that it would replant it, because with the wheat dolly it does replant the seeds, but not with ender lilies apparently. That might be a bug, as this is an older version of this mod. But in any case, these harvesters are considered multi-blocks. In order to establish these multi-block structures, you need quite a few things. For one thing, you need to have hydraulic pistons. These hydraulic pistons have to be facing a specific direction, in particular the direction that you attach these harvester frames. And at the other end of the harvester frame, you have to have hydraulic walls. And these fences are actually a part of the multi-block structure. Now the multi-block structure can be various different sizes. In order to harvest anything, you have to make these dollies. Now you can make either an ender lily harvester dolly, you can make a wheat harvester dolly, or you can make a sugarcane harvester dolly, which I have not set up. But there you go. Those are the three different things that are supported by these harvesters, and I'm sure there's going to be more stuff to come. And of course the harvesters do rely on pressure from the system. So I set up a few high pressure pumps and a high pressure water vat. And there you go. That is the multi-block structure. I'm really curious as to why it doesn't plant these ender lily seeds. I guess that just wasn't implemented yet. So there you go. That is the Hydraulicraft mod. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of stuff. It does have quite a few things that I feel have been done to death by a lot of other different mods. The only thing that really makes this unique is the fact that it has this hydraulic pressure system, which the pressure system isn't so unique since you have Pneumaticraft, which does basically the same thing, but this does require hydraulic oil, or I think it can use Buildcraft oil, or it can use water as a form of like hydraulic fluid. So that's basically the main difference between Hydraulicraft and Pneumaticraft. Aside from other things, like it doesn't have like this extensive end game to it. It's basically just for our processing and automation. There's not much else to it. So there you go, Hydraulicraft. I'm not entirely sure that it fits the aesthetic of my mod pack. I don't know if I should keep it in or not. I might not. But there you go. That's pretty much all there is to the mod. And now I'm going to be doing a short video series on something a little bit different coming up. I've been working on it for the past few days, and that's why this video is a little bit late. I've been working on setting up everything for the other videos that I'm going to be recording. I should have that up pretty soon. And as for my mod spotlights, there isn't too much I haven't gone over in my mod pack, so I think I'm about done with that. And I'll be starting my Let's Play series shortly. So that's all the news for now. Take care, Internet. I will see you in space. Well, son of a bitch.
I bet you were expecting some sort of fancy outro. Nope. Just this. But hey, you know what would be cool? Clicking one of those links below? Yeah, that'd make it cool.